Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. First off, I want to say thank you so much for 700 subscribers. I really appreciate that. I just checked it the other day and I was like, today's video we're going to be discussing gift giving, specifically gifting your art, and how I've been trying to navigate that field, and hopefully I can help a lot of you guys navigate that as well. And I'm just going to be discussing some of my thoughts about it too, and just kind of how I feel about the whole situation, especially because it's getting closer to the holidays. So I was just kind of getting into like a little bit of a rabbit hole when it came to just these thoughts. So I was like, let me bring you guys with me. Alright, let me see how y'all are feeling about it. So let's get into the video. I know this topic probably seems a bit left field for me, but as you can see in the background of this video, I'm creating this portrait for my older sister, and it kind of got me thinking a little bit, and then I kind of just kept thinking, and I was like in a hole, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to vent, because somebody probably feels the way that I feel. Now, this whole portrait for me was pretty stress-free, mainly because I knew my sister wanted it, and that was kind of what helped motivate me in creating this piece and getting it done, because I really didn't have to think about what I was doing, because I knew for a fact that she wanted this, and I knew for a fact that she would like it. But oftentimes when you're getting people gifts, that's not the case, and it's really hard to gamble with something you work so hard on, and I think that's one of the main reasons why gifting a piece of art can seem a bit daunting and maybe even stressful. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this topic today. Growing up, I feel like you don't really see people get like homemade gifts. Usually if someone gets a homemade gift, it's usually like a little kid that's gifting it. And so oftentimes things that are homemade can seem a bit childish, especially if they cannot hold up against like a $60 t-shirt or a new pair of shoes. So it's like oftentimes I feel like people just don't even try to gift people homemade things anymore. Once they know for a fact they can be backed by the money that they make, they're like, okay, I can just buy someone something and I don't even have to worry about like if they'll like this or not. This is just like a guarantee. And obviously this is like a bigger issue. I don't even think it's people's values. Maybe it could just be like capitalism. We all know capitalism. She be having us by the throats and knocking us out on every street corner ever. But that's okay, because this is the world we live in and we just got to navigate it. And people's values also are kind of different nowadays. I feel like a lot of people are worried about looking the best, feeling the best, maybe worried about what other people are doing. So it's like, yeah, why would I want to gift or get, a painting that someone made me that I probably don't really know the value of, when I really just want like a new pair of shoes? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, a lot of people really care about what other people think these days. So oftentimes it's just like, why even risk someone not wanting the gift? And it's like, yeah, most people aren't going to tell you they don't want it. Most people aren't going to tell you that this is ugly or it's bad, even if it isn't. You know what I mean? Like, even if they don't want it, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to say, oh, this is nice, yada yada yada, and then they're probably going to throw it away. But honestly, truthfully, I think homemade gifts are really great, and I even have homemade gifts that people have given me over the years. Shout out my sister. She got me this portrait like 4 years ago, and I still have it. And even I'll probably keep it for like years to come, just because it's really important to me. And I think that's one of the main reasons why personalized gifts, especially like paintings, art, homemade things, are really important. And I honestly think that people should continue to do that even more, even if maybe you're not confident in your skills, which could be like another reason why people don't gift like homemade things nowadays. Because a lot of the times you gift someone something and then you might gift them something again, and the second time you make them something or get them something, it's probably better than the first. And when you think about the idea that you're just not as good as you want to be, it's like you're not going to even try. And then you just end up back at the store fighting people on Black Friday trying to get that thing that you probably would have gotten months ago if you didn't even think about personalizing a gift or giving someone like a painting or something. And that's fine. I think it's totally fine. We've all done it. But I feel like that fear and I guess the lack of confidence is one of the main reasons why you should give your art out to people more often. You should gift it to people more often. Just because I feel like it will help you take it off of the pedestal that I feel like a lot of artists put their art on, which is fine. But also I kind of think it leads to you creating less art, and that will lead to you just being a terrible artist. Or not a terrible artist, that's a lot. It will just, I feel like it will lead to you not progressing in your art as fast as you possibly could if you just took it off of a pedestal and just did it in the first place. Now, I mean, if you're anything like me, art is also a bit daunting because it takes you so long. So giving your art away after spending hours on it, even if it is a gift for someone, is kind of like hard. It really is. It's just weird because it's like, this is your child you've been cultivating for days, hours, maybe even weeks, and now you have to give it away, and you don't even know if the person you're giving it to will value it as much as you do. Are you joking me right now? And I mean, like, obviously this isn't always the case. Sometimes, you know, people will love it. Most of the time, I think people will love it. And especially for me, in this case, my sister has been asking me to draw her forever. I'm the type of artist where, like, I really only draw the things that I like, or at least I'm that type of person now. Because I just feel like if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing if there's like not even like an ounce of me, at least that's enjoying what I'm doing, it's going to be hard for me to do it well, you know. And I'm not saying that you always got to enjoy the art that you're doing, because if you're a professional and you're in the field, there's going to be a lot of things that you don't want to do, and you're just going to have to do them anyway. But until I get to that point, I think I'm just going to have to draw the things that I like. And I'm not saying I don't like my sister, but that's what it sounds like. That's not true. I don't really draw the people around me. If I'm drawing someone that I know, it's myself. That's it. I really only draw myself. I probably have, if I had to pile up my art, I think myself would literally be 50% of that pile. I'm not even joking. Like, if I'm just trying to like think about the digital and the traditional that I've done over the years, a lot of like my best art is myself. And I mean, that can mean whatever. I think a lot of artists should just draw themselves more often, because you yourself are your muse. At the end of the day, you'll always have yourself, so draw yourself more. I always say that. But yeah, like, I just don't really draw the people. I just don't draw the people that I really, you know, care about, nor that I even draw them things. And that's like a whole nother story. And I think you should just draw people things more often. Let me stop ranting. That was a big tangent. I don't even remember what the point was that I was talking about. Yeah, but like I was saying, okay, my process was stress-free because I knew the person wanted it. And that's going to probably be the case most of the time. I think it's easy to navigate who will and will not like something, but a lot of the times you may not know that. I mean, some of the times you may not know that. A lot of times you probably will know it. For me personally, my sister has been asking me to draw her forever. I think even years at this point. So I was like, you know what? For her, I don't even know how old she's turning. Birthday, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this for you. And this was actually really fun. This was one of my favorite pieces that I did this entire year, mainly because I wasn't really thinking hard about it. I just kind of knew what I wanted to do and just did it. And I think creating from that place of pure, like, I think this was just pure curiosity that I was creating from. I was like, you know what, if I do this, how will it turn out? Like, at the end of the day, will it be good? Will it be bad? I don't know. I'm just creating because I thought it would be fun, and it led to something absolutely amazing. I think this was probably one of the quickest turnarounds that I had when it came from like sketch to like, or maybe from like planning to sketch to art. I think this might be one of the quickest turnarounds that I had. I remember the first day I knew what I wanted to do. This is my reference photo you see over in the left corner. I've had this reference for a while, because I actually planned to use this for my sister's birthday way before her birthday even showed up. I was like, oh, this is like the perfect reference to draw my older sister. So I think I had the reference for months now. Her birthday came around, it passed, I did the sketch, and then I want to say the next day I started working on the art, and I finished it that same night. I was really watching like Deadpool, and I finished it in that 2 hours of the movie. Now, is this like a super rendered down piece and it's just like extremely realistic and oh my god, splash art, yada yada? No, it's not. But I also think it really showcased my ability to not only get things done fast, but get them done fast and well, which is, I think, another reason why I think giving your art as a gift could be very good for the process of your art, or good for your art process, and I mean art progress in general. Because let's say you want to give out multiple portraits, and not in like a weird burnout sense, but just like, you know, like you want to challenge yourself a bit. This will kind of help you get a bit faster because you already have a demand for something, even if it is just imaginary demand you made for yourself because it's a surprise gift. I think this is a really good way to kind of up your skill level, because this is like one of the fastest turnarounds ever. Like I literally did this in 2 to 3 hours. I know that probably seems like a long time, but if you're an artist, you're watching this, you're an artist, you know that that's pretty quick from like sketch to final piece. And honestly, I think my last thing I'm gonna say, because I feel like I just been ranting this whole video. I told you I was going to vent, okay? But honestly, like I really think gifting your art is important because a lot of people like it probably more than you do, especially if your family knows you're an artist. I just think it's a good thing to spread your art to as many people as possible, because it might get you opportunities that you never knew you could get in the first place. Now, have I had those opportunities yet? No. Am I wishing for those opportunities? Yes. Every single night that I lay in bed, I'm like, somebody up there in the stratosphere, please help me. I want to be great. You know, I want to be the very best, like Ash Ketchum. And the people in your family love and appreciate your art. Trust me, I know they do. If they don't, then they're going to have to learn too, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're an artist, pure. That's just who you are, and I think you just need to be that fully. And I feel like that involves you hitting everybody in the face with your art, coming, you know, real strong with it. Like, this is who I am. I made you a portrait for your birthday. You either like it or you don't. You know what I mean? Like, I remember growing up, I was almost like kind of embarrassed to share my art, which is weird because it was like one of the only things that I did. And it wasn't that I thought I was bad. It was just I think I was kind of confused when it came to the whole idea of being an artist, because like nobody in my family was an artist. I didn't really have social media, so and a lot of the artists that I watched, it was just like, I don't know, it was just like weird. Like I kind of separated them and me, so I was almost like kind of embarrassed to just share my art with people. I didn't share it with people in class. I barely shared it with my family. Whenever they would ask me to draw them something, I like never did it because I was just like, no, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. And part of me low-key regrets it. And that's why I also think like you should just follow that curiosity and just make beautiful art and give it to your friends and family, so that people always can just identify you as the artist. Because if you're going to be an artist, you might as well fully identify with it. You might as well be that fully through, get people to understand that that's who you are, and just be known as the artist. And you know what? Maybe not. For some of you that might work, for some of you it might not. You just got to find out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And for me personally, I need people to know this is what I be doing. This is who I am. And I ain't got no money, so you better enjoy this portrait, which is priceless. But yeah, I think that was like pretty much everything. I'm saying but yeah, like I didn't just literally word vomit all over this video. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I guess the premise of this video is just go out there and make amazing art and share it with the people that you love. So I guess I'm gonna stop rambling now and let you guys enjoy this wonderful speed paint that I did. Now, this isn't even a speed paint. This is a screen recording. If you would rather have a speed paint, just let me know. I like the screen recordings. They're cool. I try not to move them around as much, but I don't have OBS yet, so I can't really record it without it moving as much. Just let me know what you guys prefer, if you like the screen recordings better or if you like the speed paints better. But yeah, just sit back, relax, enjoy the speed paint. I might pop in to let you know what I'm doing every now and then, and yeah, I'll see you guys at the end. Psych, I lied, you ain't going nowhere. I'm about to talk your head off even more about how I finished this drawing, cause why not? At this point, I've laid down all my flat colors and I began my rendering, and I pretty much referenced this artist named Mine Miko for her like style of how she rendered. I pretty much just took like what I thought she did. It was kind of hard. I didn't really know what she did. She doesn't do many tutorials, but I was like, how does it look to me? And that's how I pretty much rendered this piece. The reason why I like that is because it was readable. I like that her style is readable, but it isn't doing too much. Then I kind of jumped to this owl. This was pretty easy. I kept it kind of simple. It's just white with like a simple shadow and then a dark line over top of it. Now when it comes to rendering the hair, I just referenced this video that I did back like a couple months ago about how I render curly hair. I always reference that video in like all of these photos and screenshots that I took for that video, because truthfully it is so helpful. I've not gone back when it comes to rendering curly hair. I always start with a neutral base, then I go in with a darker color, then I go back in with either the neutral color again, or I'll go in with a lighter color. Here I just did the 2 colors to keep it simple for the eye, because that's just what I was seeing in the reference photo. And I laid down the neutral color, or like the base color. Then I kind of went in with a second color that was darker. And then in order to create the curly hair shapes, I went back in with that neutral base and just kind of carved out the curly hair shape to obviously give it some depth. And I pretty much did that until I was happy with the way the hair looked. I kind of wanted to catch that like bag lady vibe, or maybe just kind of like a fairy, like she's in the forest, her hair is super curly, kind of unkempt, and kind of like the lady from Harry Potter. I can't remember her name, but that lady. And yeah, I pretty much did that, and then I went back in with that base color and just added all the super curly details around the hair. This is like my favorite part of rendering curly hair. I just think it adds so much character and really brings any piece to life. Then after I did this, I'm pretty sure the last thing that I did when it came to the hair was just kind of go in and add highlights with like a super light kind of like blue color that was, I think I used for the butterflies in the background. And then once all that was finished, I obviously went in and then I highlighted the eyes, and I think I added a couple more like petal details around her eyes, and that was pretty much the finished painting. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I didn't intend to take that long of a break. It really wasn't supposed to be a break. This video has been in the works for a while. I just actually sat down and finished it, so I apologize for that. But I'm gonna try to come hard for the holiday season in terms of like videos, and just try to pump out as many as I possibly can. And I have a couple vlogs coming as well, so hopefully you guys like them. I'll put a lot of energy and time into those. I really appreciate everyone that tuned back in for this video, last week's video, the video before that. And honestly, I'm just excited to see where we go with all this. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.